going on, YouTube? It's been a while since I uploaded a video. I do have a lot of new subscribers and I appreciate that. I know some of you are here for this car and some of you are here for my motorcycle, but I figured I'd make a video over this car today. This is my 1993 Honda Accord CB7 with the H22 turbocharged. I'll go over the engine in a little bit. For the car itself, it's very stock, at least from the exterior perspective. I do have upgraded JDM headlights, the one-piece headlights. I have Anki RP01s on 205 5015s. It's more of a Civic size tire, but it works great and it hooks really good with the turbocharged H22. On the passenger side, I do have another little upgrade, I guess you can say. It is a mirror delete from a 91 Honda Accord DX. Some of these parts are a little bit harder to find nowadays, but I've had this on here for about 10 years already. I'll head into the interior, show you guys that next. The interior, everything's very stock, besides running S2000 seats from an AP2. Gauge cluster from a BB6 Prelude, so 97 to 01 Honda Prelude. The wiring schematic for this, if you guys are interested, it used to be on CB7 tuner.com, but I think now it's moved over to either the Facebook group, or there are some guys I think here on YouTube that have demonstrated how to wire this in properly. I do have a NRG steering wheel. I deleted the old crusty mid-90s, early 90s steering wheel that I had in here. Another thing that's deleted in here is going to be my radio and my HVAC system. So behind my dash, there's nothing. It's all, back in the day when I did this, it was for weight reduction. Now that I'm trying to drive it a little bit more, or daily it more, I kind of wish I would have kept some of that stuff, especially the defrost. But it is what it is. This is probably what most of you are here for. This is the engine itself. It is a JDM H22A with a matching M2 B4 transmission. That's a LSD from a factory. I purchased the car with the engine already from one of my friends. It was turbocharged, but they had done some stuff at the shop where they built it that wasn't up to par. It was smoking, it had a lot of blow-by. So in 2016, I acquired the car in 2015. In 2016, I went ahead and I ended up overhauling the engine. I went through and I put Darton sleeves, Molly pistons, kept the scat rods that it originally had in there. I put ACO racing bearings. Did a KST balance shaft delete kit, somewhere in there, and basically gutted the engine bay completely. The head itself, it is a stock head with, the only upgrade I have are the SuperTech valve springs. They're 93 pounds, I believe, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then I have a Skunk 2 intake manifold. Fuel wise, I am running 2200 cc Bosch style injectors. It runs only on E85, so I'm running dash 6 line for most of my fuel. I run about 50 to 55 psi. I got to double check it just to verify. And it is I do have an upgraded AEM fuel pressure regulator. For the turbo system itself, it is a Ram style turbo manifold. I have an old school comp turbo down in here with a hood exit, which it's cool if you're into that. I'm getting a little bit older and I think it's time for me to try to figure out how to get a full exhaust in here again. I do have a dual core full aluminum radiator on here. It is an eBay special. Works great. I've had it for 10 years, 0 issues. Same thing with the fans. I have a puller fan and I have a pusher fan, just because the turbo was in the way when I was putting everything together, and to make it fit correctly I ended up doing a pusher fan. No overheating issues. As I mentioned, the car's been running the same configuration for about 10 years. Intercooler, it is a Mishimoto universal intercooler that's going to be upgraded soon. And then I have a Synapse wastegate, or sorry, Synapse blow-off valve, very old school technology, and a tile wastegate. Currently the car is pushing about 20 to 25 psi. Last time it was dynoed in 2017 under this configuration. I pulled a 463 horsepower and 413 or 416 torque. I'd have to look at the graph. I believe I have a 15-pound spring in the wastegate, but I am running a Mac Boost solenoid that lets me increase the pressure in the wastegate. That way I can have those higher numbers of boost. For the clutch and flywheel setup that I have, it is a Fidanza flywheel. I believe it weighs about 8 pounds. And the clutch I'm running is a stage 5 clutch from Action Clutch. It's a sprung disc. Handles the power great. You can see one of my other shorts or videos that I have, it pulls all the way through. I was talking about the fuel system earlier in the video. Another thing I forgot to mention is I am running an AEM 340 liter per hour or LPH fuel pump, E85 compatible. I've had 0 issues with it. I did upgrade. I did add a relay to it. So instead of it running off of the main relay, that works as a trigger to activate a 75 amp external relay that I have has direct power from the battery. For my computer, I am running a chipped P28. It was an automatic. I converted it to a 5-speed ECU. I added Neptune RTP with Bluetooth capabilities onto it. It's some of my older videos from 8-9 years ago. It's a great platform to start off. It's just like a Honda S300. It has a lot of things that you can manipulate for the engine. You can run a bunch of different things through it, and you know, it's a good system to start on. Recently I've been in contact with my original tuner, George from HCar, and he's been trying to convince me to get a Link ECU, and I think eventually, maybe this year, if not next year, that's going to be my next major upgrade. And don't worry guys, I know the car isn't perfect. It's an old car. It's basically been collecting dust for the last 6 years, so there are some things I got to fix on here still. I do got to actually solder this instead of having it butt connected, which I've had this sticker on here forever. I put on their solder. I want to repaint the valve cover, maybe get it powder coated. I need to get a hood strut, and then if I end up actually getting rid of the hood exit, I'll get a new hood and get it paint matched. I painted this car myself about 10 years ago. It was supposed to be championship white. I'd never painted a car, so it came out as just, you know, what you guys see, which I think it gives a character. It's fine with me. If you guys finished the video off, thank you. And once again, this was an overview for my 1993 Honda Accord. I'm sure there's some things I missed. If you guys have questions about anything, just shoot me a comment, and I'll try to help you guys as best as possible.